And it looks like we are live again. Let me know if you're in here. Let me know if you actually can use the chat, because I just started a live stream, but it didn't fully work. But now we're back, baby. We're back. Whenever you drop in here, make sure to say hi in the chat, and of course like the stream, so it's gonna help me to get into this delicious YouTube algorithm, and billions of people can watch too. I'm just double checking here if everything works, if the audio works, if the video works. You know, those live streams are always a tricky thing. Seemed to be working a second ago. Let me see. Yeah. Looks like it's working. That's cool. All right. Yeah, for the beginning of the live stream, let me just make sure that I see the chat here and everything is good. Yeah, those live streams always give me a headache. Yeah, but how are you guys doing? I decided to do a little live stream earlier today because it's getting really hot throughout the day. If you've seen my video I posted today, you see how much I was sweating, and I shot this thing throughout like during the day, and was probably not the best idea, but then I get like the best natural lighting, because I'm trying to not you know, overuse lights in my office. And you know, people trying to set up meetings. Okay, so I'm trying to figure everything out at the same time. But that's why live streams are so delicious, right? Because in a live stream you can be yourself and nothing works the way it's supposed to. Like in a video, you can edit all these things out. Sometimes it literally happens, I'm recording my YouTube video and I'm getting like a phone call from a client, and then I'm talking like for 20 minutes on the phone while the camera and everything's rolling. But obviously I edit all that out. If you're one of my clients watching right now, you're basically being recorded in the conversation. Okay, gotta finish this message. Okay. Cool. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to check if I could see the chat here. Beate Tim is in here. Steffi's live. Hello. Well, as long as we don't have any English-speaking people here, we can. I'm gonna stay in English for now. If you don't understand something I say, just let me know, because I try to target the English people, you know, the Americans, all over the world people, not just the Germans. But yes, this week was rough. This week was very rough. It gets very hot in LA right now, 100 something degrees, which is like 30 something in Celsius. Yeah, it's no fun. Especially my office is upstairs, and it gets really hot right now. I have the window open. I have to close it eventually, because when it gets hotter outside than inside, I have to close the window. And not using the AC, because electricity prices, they went through the roof, and I'm trying to save money right now, trying to basically buy property in the near future. So I try to save as much money as possible, And in order to buy property, I have to, make certain sacrifices. That's also why I'm not wearing a beanie right now, because, my hair is terrible. I have my beanie here. I've got it here. But it's just, it's too hot, I even have, two beanies here, but it's even hotter with that, so. Yeah, so welcome to my live stream, guys. Isn't that what YouTubers do? Like, wearing the ridiculous clothes. But yeah, anyways, how are you guys doing? Right now my computer is rendering. Let me show you what it's rendering right now. If you're like a little familiar with my work, you know that rendering can take a very long time. So this is the scene I'm rendering. You've seen it in my shorts already, or my Instagram stories, and all over the place. And so you can take a little peek behind the scenes what this actually looks like. So we have this bridge here. It's just, everything is just in a box. And this box here, like the big one, all this box does is just fog, haze, when it gets very hazy. This is what the box does. So everything inside this box here is hazy. And the camera, one of the cameras is like somewhere here. It's basically flying over here, seeing the monster. But right now, you can see it a little on my upper screen. Let me see if I can see the other shot. So this is what I'm rendering right now. And as you can see, maybe you can't see it up here, but one frame takes 42 minutes to render. Just one frame. So this entire thing is 250 frames. So counts 250 times 42 minutes. That's how long the sequence is going to render. And so far I'm 60 frames in. I started yesterday because I was thinking, if I can't, it's too hot in here to work anyway, so might as well just render a new sequence. I wasn't even planning on doing that, but I like this scene so much, with the helicopters flying, the monster roaring and whatnot. So I like the scene so much, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna add another shot, just like a basically point of view of a person walking over this bridge. I don't know if you're able to, yeah, you're able to see that, right? It's basically on eye level, so the cars, they're passing just close to the camera, and the person is walking, maybe filming with the phone, and maybe turns around and sees the helicopter up there, and then another car is coming from the other direction on this street, and it's trying to dodge it, and then goes back to the helicopters and then to the monster in the end. So the entire thing is going to be the same length like the first animation, because the animation didn't change at all. The only thing I changed was the camera angle. It's a different camera, and basically it's a different shot for this movie. So for this clip, if that was an actual movie, which it's not, but if it was an actual movie, I could cut between those shots to have different angles. But it's not a movie. It's just one practice thing. And what else did I do? You see all this gravel and this dirt and reflections on the street. This is also something I added later, because when I saw my finished clip with a helicopter shot, let me play this so you know what I'm talking about. When you see this, the street just looks too perfect, too 3D animated, and I talked about that in some of my videos. To make something photoreal, what you need is imperfections, things which make things not perfect, because that makes things perfect, even though it sounds counterintuitive, but that's exactly what it is. Let me see where this thing is. So many folders. Blender experiments, there you go. Here, this is the clip I'm talking about. See this street here? From this angle you see it perfectly. This street is just too perfect, you know, it's just there's like no dirt, no nothing, it's just a perfect pavement, and that's not good. That's not what I want. So it's fine for this shot, but I'm also gonna redo this shot. Like all the things I added, I'm also re-render this first shot because that's gonna make it better. And all this rain here actually, it's just something I added later, you know. It's not like a 3D thing. I just added a layer of rain so it looks like it's raining in there, but really it wasn't. Yeah, here you can see the street imperfections, or the not imperfections. The street is just too clean. Look at this. It's just almost like a rough mirror, and this is no good. It's not what I wanted. So I put a little bit of extra work in the scene, and so right now I'm rendering another camera, which is somewhere down there actually, just looking to the right. But yeah, the problem is with like those huge 3D scenes, is just like you put so much work into it, and the longer you work on something, the slower your computer gets. It gets very slow, and eventually you just for every single change you have to wait, and it's just not a great time. Yeah, this is, for that you need like a super powerful computer, and maybe one day I can afford it, but not right now, and that's okay. But the good thing is, if you don't have a powerful computer, you have to be a little extra, what is it called, creative, you know, and you have to find workarounds, and you know, just to, it's basically like you want to drive a car, right? And if someone gives you like a super sports car, it's cool, you get faster from A to B, but if you just drive a normal car, you learn how to drive properly before, you know, you kill yourself. So that's basically what it is. Let's look at the scene one more time. It's I'm very proud of this one. It's turned out well, but I know it can turn out better. Yeah. So that's why I'm rendering the scene. 39 minutes. Out of 42 minutes, so 3 more minutes and this frame is done too. Aramis is texting right now. Aramis is ruining my live stream. Alright, let me know. Cool. What else? Yeah, while we have this here, we can go through other clips we did. Yeah, I'm working on this YouTube series right now, where I explain this telekinesis clip, which you've seen in thumbnail. I'm sure you've seen it many times. So I'm working on a YouTube series right now where I explain basically every single step of this clip. Yeah, this clip also was a lot of work, definitely more than the bridge scene but I'm proud of it because there's like so many details. Like we have like here people flying in the background up, like multiple people. We have all those cars going up with those leaves and a lot of detail in the scene. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. And here too, look at these imperfections in the street. Like we have puddles, you know, everywhere and dirt. And because I was working on this, right? And then I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's not perfect. How can I make this better? And then I was actually with Aramis, I was going to this outlet mall and I was just looking at the parking lot. I was just looking at all the details. We had leaves there with trash cans there. Thank you for stopping by, Steffi. I appreciate you. You're the best. Anyway, so I was looking at all those little details, and you know, then I started to adding those up, you know. And there's like more things I did here. For example, you can see that there's a tree right in front of me, you know, and that's just a little trick. Like Hollywood movies do that, like all the VFX artists, they do that. The trick is really, if you have like CG is like computer generated images, you have those in your scene, right? Like those cars, everything that is fake, the street, like everything in here, right? But me, this guy, he is real, obviously. That's me, shot in front of a green screen. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put like a CG tree in front of that. So I'm stacking like fake, real, fake, maybe even real back in the thing. But yeah, that's basically how you can cover up or mix CG with real life. Or then people, they're like, oh, I don't even know what's real or fake anymore in the scene. And that's exactly the goal, you know. And what else? What else do you want to do? Like in this scene here, this car looks very good actually. It's also CG. You want to put the good models and close to the camera like this. This looks pretty good. You can see it right here, but this car even has like dirt on it, like underneath. On the cars which are not as good, like this one for example, is not a very good model. It's a little further out. Technically I should have put it like even further, but you know, good enough. Other issues I had here, I realized that too late though. Underneath those cars, let me find a better frame. The cars have no information here. You know what the car underneath looks like. Not these are just perfectly flat. But I figured it's such a dark scene, nobody's gonna know. But it does bother me. Like when you look at here, the right side, it's just no detail. Of course we have the exhaust, but other than that we have no detail, which is a shame. Technically, if that was like a movie scene, like this is important because right now it's just a practice project. But if that was a very important scene, I either would have picked a different model, which has actual, you know, information underneath the car, some detail, or I would have just added something myself, putting some rusty objects, pipes, and doesn't have to fully look like what it looks like underneath the car, just close enough, because most people don't even know what a car looks like from the bottom. So yeah, that's the thing. You only want to do as much as necessary. I talked about that in my video I uploaded today actually. Like when you that was my tutorial about today, like how to build like a 3D scene. And really the important part is set up your lighting first and your camera first, because if you know what you're actually going to see in the end, then you know what you actually have to add in your environment. It's the same thing when you shoot a movie, you know. It's you'll figure out where's the scene, where are the people gonna be, how are they gonna be lit, you know. And then after you figure that out, you know, you can do what is it called, set design, you know, put things in there, you know, decorate a little. then you're also going to know how much makeup are the actors going to need. If it's like a very moody scene, just for example, this is the scene we're shooting, a green screen dude, and maybe my character has like darker eyes or shadows or whatever, wouldn't be necessary just maybe for the first moment, but other than that, I would need any makeup for the scene, for example. Or let's say there is a huge truck behind me, behind the camera. Maybe that's a truck I drove to the parking lot, but then you know, the set design people are going to ask me, so where do you want the truck to be? I would be like, we don't need the truck in this scene because the camera is looking in the other direction. So in the same way you build your 3D scenes, you figure out your camera and your lighting, you know what you're actually going to see, and then you're going to start placing objects or building models and doing all that. So that's a very important lesson I have to learn over and over. Sometimes I just start building something because I just want to practice, and then eventually I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put the camera there and make a little animation, and eventually I try to make something, but then the computer gets so slow because there's way too many polygons. You know, you always try to get the polygon count as low as possible to make your computer not flip out. But yeah, that's basically the scene. In my past, I think 3 or 4 videos, I went through all the techniques I used to build this scene. Like the very first video, I believe, was how to shoot a green screen character. I'm the green screen character in that case. How to shoot him, how to finding a useful lighter. Hey Matt, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, Matt is a good one. I always try to force him to upload on social media, but he doesn't want to. You know, he's better than that. Anyways, so the first one was about how to shoot this green screen guy and remove the background and to put him into a 3D scene. That was the first tutorial. I believe the second tutorial was about how to levitate objects. In this scene it was cars, but in my tutorial I just did it with a cube because the method is the same. I'm so happy I put those people here in the background flying up. Yeah, the next tutorial was about particles. Particles are all those little leaves here and trash and little rocks and stuff like that. Those are particles. The third video was about how to create those particles, put them on the ground, and make them fly on command. That was the third video about. And the last one, the one I uploaded this morning, is how to actually build your 3D environment and all the tips I just mentioned. That, you know, put it on your camera first, lighting first, then you actually know what you're gonna see. That's good. What you're gonna see before you start over creating and gonna slow down your computer by a lot. So yeah, those are the last 4 videos about. And now I'm gonna see what my next video is gonna be about. Probably just I'm gonna break down practice scenes I've been working on, because to me as an artist it's always super interesting to watch other artists do their work and see how they do things. I think there's not enough tutorials out there where people actually explain the way they do things, why they do things. They just show how they do things. And maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just overthinking, but I always like to understand the process, why people do certain things. Clever tips, Matt said. Yeah, I learn from the best. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, I have some exciting stuff going on. Like I discovered through someone, like also like a Blender person who does tutorials and whatnot. She told me about this Blender group on Facebook, and I've been starting to upload my things there, and it got lots of recognition there. I also told Matt to do the same thing. So that's pretty cool. I got getting lots of, you know, messages and people wanting to collaborate. which is awesome. As you guys know, I have at this time I have 2,700 subscribers here, but actually, like, really, there's only like 100 or 200 people watching those videos. So it's always nice to get some fresh air, like people who are actually interested in the subject, like Blender, VFX, filmmaking, to have those people in the comments, because you know, most people just follow me because I'm friends with Aramis, and that's not a great feeling actually. But yeah, how long have we been live now? 25 minutes. Cool. So what else? I wanted to show you one more scene. Yeah, this is a cool breakdown here, how it looked before and how it looks after. Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing, you know, because when you see like green screen scenes from like movies, Marvel or whatever, you always see those perfectly green lit green screens, and those obviously are better. But even if you have like a shitty green screen like myself here, it's just like in the studio downstairs, like even that works well, like if you want to key this. So people always think, okay, you have to have the best of the best to make the best, but no, you can have very mediocre tools to have mediocre results, which is great. Funny. Yeah, what else? Oh, we have, like, of course, my little parking lots. My parking lot, what is it called? Pirate ship. And most people don't know that, but I put myself on this ship too. I don't know if you can see that here in the live stream. I'm actually in there. Well, it's not me. It's my little Michal. And I just gave him a pink head. Or yeah, it's a head. It's a pink hair basically. It's not even a hat. So yeah, this is my little pirate scene ship, and tell you what, there's going to be more. There's definitely going to be more pirate ships going on, because you know those people, they're like a one-trick pony. They only can do this one thing. Yeah, that's me. Matt is saying something. That's why they pay you the big bucks. My last thing was never approved again. It's been 18 hours. Lol, lol, lol. Yeah, my last post also took a long time. So don't get discouraged, Matt. You're gonna get there. You know, you're a top contributor now, so that means something. What else do I have? Yeah, I have this ball stairs scene, and actually, I think Matt was the one who told me screw that BS because nobody's gonna care. But I feel like those are just so satisfying. There's like so many balls, and I like to watch those things. So I figured, hey, there must be other people who like those things. But no, this clip never got more than 100 views anywhere. So I guess I just stopped doing those. I did the same thing with glowy sticks. Hold on. Important messages here. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so those glowy sticks. I don't know. I was just like, you know what? I'm not rendering anything right now. I want to do something, so I just made this in like 30 minutes. And also, nobody cared about that. But still, for me, it's like very satisfying to watch those things. I even messed up the material here. Oh, well. That's how it is. On here, yeah, my first pirate scene or pirate scenes, it was for Aramis's videos. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make, and I'm actually very proud of the result. It's not perfect, but I know what I would like to do better at this, but still I wouldn't have the right skills. There's like certain things where I still don't know how to do. that's something to figure out. But yeah, the funny thing is, I always add those breakdowns, how those ships are put together, even though I didn't make this ship. If you've seen my tutorial how I made these scenes, I didn't make this ship from scratch at all. Like, the only thing I did here was adjusting those sails, I don't know what it's called, and made them move a little. But other than that, I didn't make this at all. But, you know, it always looks cool if people assume that you made this. That obviously I made, so the water is moving. But yeah, those breakdowns are always satisfying to watch. Like, what does it look like before? What does it look like after? Yeah. And it's also a great way to just make those scenes long. Oh, this scene. I really like this scene, but never got any traction anywhere, like as a short or a reel or anything. I really like that, because this thing I basically made from scratch. Like, I started just with a picture of a room, and based on this picture I built this geometry, and now when I look at it, it looks pretty cool. Like, I put blood on the floor, you know, it's reflective, and this thing's obviously, this monster here I didn't make myself, because character animation is very difficult and I will never figure out how to do that properly. But other than that, maybe the problem is like nothing is happening. It's like this video is basically based on suspense, that's the word. But I still really like it. Like, there's light flickering from the side. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And I have, what else? I have like bugs flying around, you know, like particles in the air, like Stranger Things upside down style. That basically, you know, inspired me for the scene. But yeah, this thing is cool. I should get back to it and make something else with that. I could even put myself in the scene, you know, and maybe dance with the monster. Or not. Yeah, it's like with those Blender scenes, the problem is I always just start to make something, and obviously this is the wrong approach if you want to create something good. What you need is an idea for a story, and based on the story, you make something. I need notification on sound on this chat here. It always takes 20 minutes to answer. The conversation ain't flowing. The problem is, you know what the problem is with my chat? Maybe I can have this lower. The problem with the chat is that I see the chat in different windows, and I don't know which one is the most current one. Well, there is always a lag. Like, everything I say now is actually going to be shown in like 20 seconds or so. This is normal. But let me just do a test. I'm going to write something. Test. This is my Infant Cinema account. Let me see when this thing appears here. Yeah, it's like, I don't even know how I would set up okay, notification sound. What ain't? But thank you for letting me know, because I'm trying to make those live streams as good as I can. Yeah. Yeah. It's also, I'm not happy with my layout here. My audio is much higher. I can go down with the audio. How's the audio now? Is it better? The test was here like 2 minutes ago. Oh, your audio is much later. Oh, not higher. Let me go back with that. So my video and audio are not in sync. Is that what you're saying? It's a tricky business. Very tough, man. My hair looks stupid today. I jumped in the pool yesterday, so my hair looks stupid. But yeah, anyways, so that's something I'm curious about. If my video and audio are not in sync, that would be terrible. I wouldn't like that at all. At all, Matt, at all. And the thing is, I'm watching my own live stream on the screen here, just to double check everything is alright. And it looks like everything is delayed. I mean, you probably can hear me from the other room talking, but it looks like everything is delayed. Anyways, I'm just going to continue as if everything was working perfectly and ignore the errors. So that scene here, again, like this blood here was actually Matt's idea. Put some blood there for no reason. It's cool. Obviously, just the same way I did the haze. Now, when you type test, it took 2 minutes for your stream to catch up with the chat. Oh, gotcha. Oh, maybe I have this. Seems be synced now. Okay, thanks, Bivs, for letting me know. Maybe I have this stupid function on where, you know, for, what is it called? For streamers who have like 1 billion people watching, they have this a delay on somewhere, you know. So viewer activity, where is this thing? I know that there's like this delay function that your chat is slower than normal. Yes, let me see, let me see what the viewer activity, analytics, stream health. I don't know. That's possible too. That's actually on your end, because when you stop the stream by accident, or you know, you stop watching, you just have to make sure to be by the end of the stream. Ah, making me crazy here, Matt. Making me crazy. So this scene, okay, I'm gonna type test again right now. Test. Well, I see it in my chat right away. Ali Gotisch. Hello, Ali Gotisch. I'm just going through my live stream settings right now to make sure everything is proper. But the cool thing about this scene, sorry that I keep going back to this, but look at all this detail you get on those walls, you know. Because it's based on a picture, and so all these things I get basically for free. Like in the other scene when I did you know, the monster thing, everything I had to make from scratch and add all those details manually, which is, you know, a good practice. That's why I'm doing that. But you know, it's nice to get those things for free. Oh, I have smoke going on here too. I forgot. You know, and I don't even know what I wanted to do with this thing. It's just like I wanted something cool. The monster just appears out of nowhere. really, if I had to do this again, I probably would have had a shortage. It would be dark for a second, and then the monster appears. The problem is, especially with oh shit, you can't see my screen anymore. Such an amateur. There you go. All this detail. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I would make the scene dark, like here, for a second, and then it gets bright again, the light turns back on, and then we see the monster, something like that. But, you know, the people, especially on shorts, have such a short attention span that if it gets dark for a second, they probably will turn off the video, and we don't want that, you know. We want them to see to the bitter end, you know. See those bugs flying around, Matt? You did that shit. You did that. Yeah, I put a ladder here. Like, I always try to hide imperfections, because the thing is, I took this picture, and I didn't take this picture. This picture was basically like from this angle, and I had, you know, a cut here. So this is all the information I had. So when you get closer with the camera, you don't really have material here anymore. So I just try to hide it behind, you know, things like this little ladder here. And here the material was messed up here too. So I just add like this little toolbox. You did much more than this shit, my friend. What else did you do? Let me see. Well, you said I should put blood on the floor. I did this shit. I did this. What else did you do in this scene? Yeah, you definitely helped me with the bugs, that's for sure. But the smoke, I guess. I don't know. Tell me, Matt. I forgot. Oh, another big imperfection in the scene is there was a wheelchair in the picture, but I didn't want to remodel the picture of the wheelchair, so I just put another chair on top of it so people wouldn't see. You still can see if you pay attention to that, but you know, nobody's gonna ask any questions. Nobody. Yeah, and no back talking now. Yeah. Yeah, without Matt, I wouldn't be even doing this stuff. I mean, because of Matt, this whole story started. Let me go to the first scenes I have in here. I don't have the diarrhea shot in this folder, but yeah, basically the way I started all that is just trying to make some rooms, you know, and add some models, play with lighting. Those are just experiments which have no purpose, just practice and look cool, I guess. Yeah, the problem with this scene here, the way I did this scene was completely pointless, because I did the same move Gibt es keinen Wassersprinkler in dem Raum? Hinter der Kamera. Yeah, there's a water dripping sound just for atmosphere, but there's actually not in this scene, in the other scene. So just for atmosphere, but there's actually no water dripping. I could have done that too, I guess, but I did the sound design later. So yeah, this is like one of my first 3D scenes. I just wanted to see, okay, how does it look to put like a car into like a 3D environment to make it look as real as possible. Looks pretty real, not perfect for sure. I can't even tell you why. It's like, it's the details, you know, the background is not great. It's like those things are just floating around because I wanted some light reflections here. So this stuff is not well done. It's like the little things which make things perfect, you know. Yeah, this was basically the first short film I did in 3D. It's not a real story, it's just like some BS going around, but this is a good thing to practice. Like I used fires, I have rigid bodies. You see how the monster kicks those boxes away while he enters the room. Just that took hours to make, you know. I mean, it probably would be faster now because I know what I'm doing, but yeah, all those fires today I also would do it differently. Even though it's not a long time ago, I made this 3 months ago or so. Yeah, and that was also the first time I added like 3D models, not 3D, green screen people into my scene. That was the main practice. I just wanted to see how that is to put like 3D green screen people into my scene. Yeah, this shot is not great. I just used it anyways. Like you see that there's some weirdness going on. I don't even know what it might have been, like flying bugs or something, but I didn't have enough transparency in my scene. So yeah, this entire scene, this shot doesn't look great at all. I just used it anyways because I'm amateur. It was quite difficult to add those muzzle flares. You see it's not even tracked properly. To add those muzzle flares into my scene. Usually I do that in After Effects. Didn't even see that this muzzle flare doesn't even align. Amateur. Yeah, here there was supposed to be like a camera shake when he falls, but I didn't double check what the camera actually is doing there, so it kind of makes this weird warp move. Yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty proud of it. It's still good, and you know, I figured, you know, I'm gonna try to put like a 3D pacifier. This is my logo, if you guys don't know that, in there just for the end. Why not? Yeah, this is just like a practice thing. It's I should post that one into this Blender 3D group and see, make them take it apart. Or maybe I tried it already and they just didn't care. That's possible too. Yeah, and because I did this car in the warehouse, then I tried to put a car into my actual living room and see what that looks like, you know. And there's a few issues. I'm happy with the tracking, you know, that it's like perfectly tracked or mostly perfect. The problem is my living room is just too small to put a car in there, so I had to shrink this car manually. Like you see, this car is smaller than the guitar, for example. So that's like the issue here. And you know, I put like some extra 3D objects here to, I talked about that earlier in this live stream, like to stack real footage, CG footage, real footage, CG, stack it all, and that sells the effect better. Yeah, so you see the track is jittering here a little, but it's whatever. What else? I had to add like some extra reflections on the windows, because before I did that it was just black windows, like here basically. So I had to add, I basically added on top of the car like just some pictures of a living room or like a studio ceiling. That was also Matt's idea. Genius. Yeah, so I did that just to get some extra reflection in this car, but it does look good. It's fine. It's I'm happy with that. It's just always tricky when you have like a real video to you know, match the digital camera movement with the real camera movement. So that's always the tricky part. But yeah, pretty cool. And after that, maybe even before that, I did the, is it here? Leviosa? I don't even, yeah, I don't have it here. Like this clip where I did the Wingardium Leviosa outside and moved the car out of my driveway. Yeah, but I also have lots of failed projects like this one. It's just like I tried something, this one basically was just an experiment I wanted to do to see how well the computer is doing. So I did like this water simulation. It's fine, but it's just like, it's just nothing, you know. It's like there's no point in this. So that's why I did this thing, because I have those friends on the cowboy ranch. I shot also a movie there, and I figured, why don't I put like a horse statue on in their warehouse, you know? It's pretty cool. And here also I did the same thing. I had like a real camera movement. I shot this on an iPhone, and eventually I was like, you know, I'm gonna put this. I built this. What is this called? This pool, I guess. I put a layer of. This is not real water, or like it's not real CG water. It's just basically a plane. Made this look like had some movement, basically a water movement, and this is actually a fluid simulation. Like it's shooting water out of its mouth, hitting the D6, stands for double six range, and you know, a little table here, and this water and this little layer here gave it both what is it called, glass material. This is like some wood. And yeah, Matt definitely helped me again with this material here, because I'm super bad with materials. They always do whatever they want, and I'm not very good at it. And then in post, I added some extra glare here, because there's, you know, this open thing and there's lots of light coming in, so I had to put this glare on top of my objects too to match it. It's alright. It's definitely not perfect, but I'm happy with this one. What else we got? I know you love the horse. Yeah, definitely have to do one more. Oh, this thing here, this is cool. I did for a tutorial. I think the tutorial was for a 3D camera tracking. Like camera tracking and how to put objects, 3D objects into your real scenes. Because there's always both ways. Either you put objects into your real scenes, or you put real people into your CG scenes. It can go either way. And so I made this little breakdancer here, basically here on the floor. Yeah, it's very cute. This thing was fun to make. But you know, sometimes when you just make those little clips within tutorials, what is it called? Yeah, you don't put as much effort, not effort, but you try to rush through the tutorial to, you know, to not make it too long, and you know, you don't pay as much attention to little details, so it's always easier to make those things on your own time. And then, for example, like in a live stream like here, just explain how I did those things. Like that guy, for example, I did the same way. I recorded in a gym on an iPhone, and then add this bad boy into my scene. Shamila is in the live chat. I'm so happy. Shamila and I, we went to film school together. She was the only other person who had potential to make it, and she did make it. Very successful and awesome director. Always happy to have you. Shamila, when are you coming to LA? Your last visit was too abrupt ending. So Shamila, make it to LA. So yeah, this scene. So I just shot this in the gym on an iPhone, made her basically pretend that someone is coming, like nobody was there, and you know, her basically dodging. And also it's good to have a person or something in your scene, because then you see how the shadows are reacting to like a real person. And then when I have him here, that I have the shadows kind of work the same way. So it's basically mainly two light sources, one from the left and one from behind left. It's probably this one. and the same way I lit my 3D monster, you know. I was the other one with potential. You bad person. You're a bad person, man. No, there's a few others who were great in school. Definitely Jonathan. He basically makes like live shows, records live shows these days. At least I still think he was doing that. Horst. Yeah, I got it. Horst. Yeah, there were a few people with potential in school. I don't know how many are still pursuing filmmaking. I'm always checking like social media, but I don't see nothing. But you know, most people, they work more privately. I'm like more open and I have to show everything, everything I do. Yeah, it's the bragger in me. But yeah, this scene, a lot of fun, and I feel like that's the first time tracking actually completely worked. There's no jitter. Obviously, I have this little camera shake with every step that I did. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. I can't curse in here. That's a problem. I would love to curse. Maybe one day I can do like live streams on Patreon or so, and then I can say whatever I want, and YouTube is not going to be like, get out of here. What was I saying? Matt, what was I saying? So this guy, yeah, and the model here and the animation I got from a website called Mixamo. They have a bunch of models and animations, and you can use any animation with any model. You can even upload a model there and rig it and give it the same animation, which I haven't done yet, but I definitely have to figure that out too at some point. Yeah, so I have basically just this walking animation. The tricky thing is he was walking on the spot. So technically he's basically doing this, you know? And when he's doing this, I have to move him forward while he's doing that, but then in slow-mo, he has to actually, in the steps have to match, you know what I mean? Like this. Otherwise, it's just like swimming, you know? And that was a tricky part to crazy traffic. Good morning or evening or wherever you're from. Thanks for being here. Anyways, I'm just explaining this little animation here. Okay. I don't want to shuffle. Repeat. So yeah, to do that, it's just like lots of figuring out how fast do I have to push him forward that he's not swimming. When you pay attention closely to his feet, especially in the end, you can see that he's not actually attached to the ground. So this is like something I definitely need to get better at to figure out the speed. But yeah, this clip was pretty cool. What else? Oh, in post, what I did was, you know, when you record with your iPhone and your iPhone is like, you know, dirty and the lens is dirty, and you get those light streaks on your phone, on your video. Basically, I try to simulate that a little, just to add those imperfections, because that make them perfect. Maybe that's the title for a video. Imperfections are perfect, or something like that. Oh, here I just wanted the story to this video. Well, there's not a real story. I was at like an improv night. Like a bunch of actors just met up and were acting together. And on the TV there was like a animation playing, like 10 hours of animation. And that had like millions of views. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make something similar, just as an inspiration. And I wanted a car driving through an endless tunnel. So this tunnel is actually going like in a circle, but you can't really see that through the perspective. But that way, it can just drive forever in a loop. And you know, if I had to do it again or keep working on it, I would definitely add more details, you know, like there's some graffiti on the walls, which is cool. I think I did the graffiti, or maybe it just came with the texture, I'm not sure. Yeah, I put those things on the street here. I have those little holes in the ceiling, but I'm not perfectly happy with this scene. It totally, with just a little more effort, it could have been way better. But you know, next time. Definitely next time. What else do I have? Oh, this is embarrassing. This is no good. Glow sticks. Yeah, this is like another thing. I just tried to. Yeah, so the story behind this video is I wanted to make a video on how to actually make money with like 3D art with Blender. But how to make actual money was the idea. How to, you know, get clients and all that stuff. But, you know, I'm trying to build this community where people are, you know, interested in, you know, learning 3D art. So I was like, you know, in the end, we're gonna actually make a bunch of money with Blender, like an animation. And also I could use that for my thumbnail. So it's a win-win. And here also the biggest issue is like the camera track is okay. It's not the best, but it's definitely okay. The main issue here is the money bundles are just too small, you know. What I should have done is put like a real dollar bill somewhere in the background. Even doesn't matter, that only that I see the size and I can adjust the size of my fake money into you know, my 3D scene. Shamila is saying, don't worry, I'll warn you before I come. Miss our two-man kamikaze shootings back in the days. Well, I'm still rocking those. I'm still doing everything on a very small budget with just a few people. Yeah, you're always welcome, Shamila. Like honestly, you're always welcome. Like distant family to me. Yeah, we were just there, like who knows X Factor, Das Unfassbar, or in English it's Beyond Belief. They're shooting the next season right now here in LA, and I got to be there too for one of the shoots. Like officially for VFX supervising, but they only have one VFX in this entire thing, so I didn't have that much to do. So I was helping Aramis to do like behind the scenes footage. So probably in next week's video on Aramis Merlin's channel, you can see like some behind the scenes of Beyond Belief, which is awesome. Yeah, I was very happy to be there. And they too, they work like Hollywood production wise, it was a very small team, maybe like 30 people there or so. They shot it on Blackmagic 12K, even though it's for German TV, so it's going to be full HD in the end, but they had to shoot it in 12K. And on, like I said, on 3 cameras, 2 tripods, 1 gimbal, and eventually they moved the tripod cameras on a dolly. And yeah, it was a great experience. It was very good to be there. Yeah, I made the cinematographers, the DP, I made his life harder by saying, hey, don't you guys want to use haze? Because it would look so much better with haze, but it's just so much more difficult to shoot with haze, because haze, you know, disappears after a while. So every scene you basically have to cut after a minute, and then you have to do the close-ups again, and then go back to the wide shots, start from, you know, where the minute ended and continue from there with the haze again. So I delayed the shoot a little by that idea, but the shots look way better. It's like a Western thing, but again, you're gonna see it next week in Aramis's video. So yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're anyone who is still watching right now, please like the live stream, because that definitely helps for the YouTube algorithm, so I don't have to be talking to myself as much in my live streams. So right now, like the live stream. Like, do it. Do it. I'm not going to continue before you, before I see another like there. Do it. 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 Like the video. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on, you can do it. Like it. Like it. Like the live stream. Like it. I guess that's not going to happen. Okay. It's noon right now. So if you have anything else to say, my beautiful people, this thing is still rendering in the background. Frame 61 so far. Nice, got some likes here. Thank you, I appreciate that. So yeah, I just uploaded another video this morning, like 6 hours ago. Make sure to check that out. It's about how to build a 3D environment. A few little tips and tricks how you can do that. Even if you're not like a VFX filmmaker person like myself, or like Shamila, for example, just opening Blender and playing around with it is just so much fun. And I actually got a comment this morning in my video, which made me super happy that the guy just started Blender because of me, and that made me very happy that I could inspire someone to do that. Yeah, so the scene I'm working on right now is basically the same thing I did before, just a different camera view. You know, the bridge scene with the monster. Everybody loved it, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna add like a little you know, person height camera, like someone is actually on the bridge, you know, like that makes you way closer, that gets you way closer to the action. So I think that's gonna get a good feeling for it. And you know, I added more details here. I talked about it in the beginning of this live stream, but if you missed it, I added like puddles and imperfections, skid marks on the street, because now we're closer, with the cameras closer to the bridge, to the street, so I had to add more detail to it. But it looks pretty cool. We'll see how the end result is going to be, because you never know. Yeah, but it takes way longer to render right now. You've got the most underrated channel ever. Oh, that's a nice compliment. Thank you. Yeah, we're working really hard here to get it to be the most overrated channel ever. That's the goal. But thank you. I don't think I don't believe I've seen you in the comments before. So welcome to my channel for sure. Yeah. So yeah, that scene is cool. The problem is I anticipated every frame to take like 10 minutes to render, but now it's like 50 minutes. I rendered through the entire night. It's still at frame 61. It takes a very long time. I cranked up the render passes a little bit, so it takes a little longer, sure. I made the HDRI in the background 8K, probably not necessary. Do you do something on your SEO? What do you mean something? What should I do with it? Because there's only so much you can do with that, and when I see other people try and explain it, it's like, how much control do you really have over it? What was I saying? Yeah, bridge, monster. So it's basically, the animation is all the same I had before. Just I added more detail into the street. I added more detail into the background. Yeah, but other than that, it's the same scene. Keyword optimization. Well, I try really hard to optimize it as good as possible, but I'm not a professional, of course, so I can only try so much. I don't really know if that's really the issue with my channel. I think the real issue with my channel is that I started in three different directions. I started this channel as a fitness channel. I gave people fitness advice, and people still ask me about that. So oh, you know Benny? Yeah, I'm gonna let him know. I didn't know you know him. Yeah, we were just at his was it yesterday, the day before? Yeah, we have like barbecues, like once every so often, like every 2 days or so. We do barbecue and pool party at their place. Yeah, they're awesome. Like the entire team, they're incredible. But yeah, so I really believe that the real problem with my channel is like I started as a fitness channel, then I moved over to like vlogs, then I did like more like filmmaking tutorials and filmmaking vlogs, and it got more and more niche. And now the niche is like really like filmmaking with emphasis on visual effects. So I think now that I found my niche in the past 10 videos or so, now it's gonna start growing. Now I just have to, you know, make 150 videos, because that's what they say. They say you need to make 150 videos to in order to make your YouTube channel grow. Total, I made like hundreds of videos, but that doesn't count. So basically, I had to start over. What is it called? I had to start over, so I made like 10 videos now, so I only have to make 140 more. You're saying you're a very talented video editor and you also deserve half the credits on Merlin's channel, but YouTube is like an ocean of videos. Some talented people like you go unnoticed, unfortunately. Thank you very much, but I've got to say I'm not editing Aramis's videos. He's editing them himself. We talked about it to distribute that a little, but no, he's doing all this work himself. The only thing I did is, like in the past few videos, I added those pirate ships into his scenes. So thank you for that, and that's very nice of you to say. But no, Aramis, he deserves all the credit for his editing, and he's doing a good job, especially for like what is it called? You know, he is an actor, you know. But through YouTube, he learned how to camera operate, how to light, how to edit. He learned all those things, which were not necessary really. But the cool thing is, let me go full screen here. But the cool thing is that, you know, through YouTube, he learned like all those different skills, which also help him to be a better actor. Because if you know how people edit a movie, you know how to act differently for camera, because acting is not equals acting. It's like sometimes you just have to leave it a beat before you interrupt someone, just for you know, the editor to have some room to add a cut there, you know. So yeah, those are the little things you learn. But you film a lot. It takes time too. Yes, I do film for him a lot. Back in the days, it was actually more than now when we do like special videos. But now, really, when we go somewhere to like an outlet mall and I'm just holding the iPhone, and this is not real work. Of course, it takes a lot of time. But for me, it's just spending time with my best friend. So it's not like work, you know. But yeah, I try to get my friends as successful as possible. I'm very good at it. I'm making all my friends successful. It's just doesn't really work for myself. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, any last questions? I would wrap up this live stream soon, because it's if you haven't seen my last video, please watch it, because I was sweating so hard. It was hot in here. It was like everything was wet, and I wasn't even sure if I should have uploaded this video, because it was just ridiculous. That's why my hair is like terrible right now, because I'm just sweating, because it gets really hot right now. And especially when you you know, record, you don't want to have the AC running. Right now I do have my fan here. You're very humble. Yeah, some people might say I'm arrogant. Others would say I'm humble. Probably it's somewhere in the middle. I am confident in the skills I have, but you know, I try to not take any credit where I don't deserve it. unless, you know, it's Hollywood phony style, you know, it's like, because a real Hollywood phony, you know, steals other people's work and pretends it's his. A real Hollywood phony pretends is always so busy, you know, and yeah, hope you got some watch time. Yeah, I probably did get some watch time. And the cool thing is, there was actually, back in the days, you couldn't have this membership. I do have a Patreon, right, for like a real true fans who want to support. I have a Patreon, but now I figured out that you can also have those YouTube members, this membership, also with only like 2,000 followers. I didn't know that, so I just recently set this up, so now I can have YouTube members. I'm not saying you guys should. I'm just saying that it is there. Link in the description. No, just kidding. You definitely don't have to do that, because I'm definitely gonna wait to create like real exclusive what is it, content, not exclusive like I'm showing my balls, exclusive like more behind the scenes, or stuff like giving away my Blender files for people who want to mess with those. Yeah, Phil is definitely the optimum of modesty. The problem is Matt knows me better than anyone else, so whatever he says about me is probably right. But it just makes me look bad, but it also means that I am bad, so maybe I should just work on my personality. But it's always good if people think that you're modest. That's always a good thing. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, membership. So nobody's obligated, because right now there's not real content there. I just try to figure out what's the best way to market that, so people actually have a reason to subscribe to a membership or to a Patreon. Because sure, support is always nice, but it's always nice to, you know, give something in return. So this is stuff I try to figure out. Probably what I'm gonna do is like all the Blender files I'm working on, and I make a tutorial about these things, that I upload those into like a Dropbox, and my YouTube members and Patreons have access to it, so people can work with my Blender files, and if they want to. Of course, the regular audience still needs to create those things themselves, because that's what I'm doing this here for, not to do work for others, just to help people to learn these things. And to be honest, to learn these things myself, because sometimes I make tutorials on something I don't really understand myself, but by making a tutorial, I have to get deeper into the effect I'm doing, and I learn these things better. So yeah, what's coming next on my channel? Speaking of things I haven't figured out myself yet, but I want to make a tutorial about it. Those puddles, you know, the puddles I've been doing for a few scenes. That's a move Matt's taught me, and I do want to make a tutorial on that, but first I need to figure out how to do it properly, because it's always difficult to try to explain something if you don't fully figure it out yourself. So I think like today and tomorrow I'm just gonna make a bunch of puddles like in different scenes, do it over and over until I figure out how to do that properly, and then I'm gonna make a tutorial on that, because I've been looking for tutorials like this, and there's nothing out there. And it can always be a bad sign if you look for a tutorial and it's not out there. Like if you want to make a tutorial and you look for other tutorials if they do the same thing, and nothing is out there, it can be two things. Either the idea is just so terrible that you shouldn't make a video about that, or nobody has figured out how to do it yet. So I hope it's the second one. So you believe in good karma. If you do good to others, good things will come to you. Let's hope that's true. Let's hope that's true, because I do. I think I do good things to others. I always try to be helpful. I think Matt Even though Matt always likes to talk shit about me, I think Matt would actually agree with that. I always try to help out. It's just runs in our genes. We're very supportive people. Yeah. For everybody who hasn't liked the live stream yet, now is the time. But today was fun, so I figured out like a good time to do live streams. Today is, I believe, Sunday, so I'm gonna keep my live streams for Sundays and Saturday mornings in LA. There would be evenings in where are you from, like Germany or Europe. So I think that's a good time. So I'll be offline in let's say 2 minutes. Whoever has something to say, share with the community. Do it now. And like I said, like the live stream, very important. This one I'm probably gonna keep up because the last one I wanted to delete because it was just like a test stream. But to be honest, all my live streams are test streams because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Technology, am I right? It's crazy. Whew. Okay. Last chance to like this beautiful live stream. Last chance. Do it. 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 Just kidding. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But yeah, share this video with your friends. Don't share this video with your friends. Share other videos with your friends. Share this channel with your friends. All right, guys, it's time to go. Time to go. And hold on. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. For everyone who was watching, I had a blast. This thing here, let me show you one more time what I'm rendering. This thing here is still going to be rendering for a few days, so I can't really do any work on this computer. But that was fun. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check out my video I uploaded today. It's about how to create a 3D environment, and see you in the next video. I need my hat to do the thing. It's just too hard to word, but okay, let's do this again. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like the video if you aren't already. Check out this and this and this video next if you're interested in those type of videos, and see you in the next video. Doo-doo-doo. That was pretty good, right? It was like a one take thing. Oh shoot. So yeah, see you guys later.